Hello, and welcome to this video of Microsoft Azure Defender for IoT about alert handling. My name is René Delbe, and I am one of the technical specialists for IoT security at Microsoft. So let's have a closer look about the different alert categories. We have 5 different engines that are running in the background, and they are armed right from the beginning as soon as you are starting to collect the traffic of your industrial network. The first one here is the protocol violation engine. This engine is responsible to alert you for any manipulation in structure or field values that do not comply with a specific protocol specification. Another one, and a very important one, is the policy violation engine. So as soon as you start listening to the traffic of your environment, we will start creating in learning mode the baseline of your environment. So we will automatically create the normal behavior of all devices, how they do communicate in your network. And depending on the environment that you are listening to, it could be that it takes 24 hours or maybe 7 days or maybe 2 weeks. It depends on many different topics. But as soon as you will get out of this learning phase, that's the point where you say, now the baseline, the normal behavior of my network is known by the system. And anything else that happens from now on that was not seen before in the traffic will be at least worth it an alarm, and then you can decide if this is a real anomaly and a policy violation, or if you want to add this to the baseline. I will show this later on in a quick live demo. Another one, of course, very important engine is the malware engine. This engine reacts on known patterns of malicious activity in your network. But not all, especially zero-day malware, can be detected by any patterns, right? So therefore, we have the anomaly engine. And this will alert you for any anomalies that are suspicious and are happening in your environment, like, for example, address scans. And then in the next step, the attacker will start port scans against all addresses that have responded to the previous address scan. Next part could be service checks using default passwords, etc. Then the anomaly engine will alert you for this anomaly behavior in your network. Last but not least, we have the operational engine. And this engine comes in place if we see any misbehaving device in your environment, like, for example, the equipment in your production environment sometimes is under hard circumstances like high temperatures, for example. And after quite some time, maybe your equipment, the hardware will run into issues that will end up that your production will stop outside of a planned maintenance window. And this is something you want to avoid, right? And then the operation engine can alert you up front if there is something strange happening in the network, like, for example, too many retransmission of specific commands, which you don't realize in the first step, but can be a clear indicator that something is wrong with the device in your network, and the device might stop soon. So what are the benefits of those? Of course, alerts themselves can alert you for new assets and allow you to add those new assets to the baseline and specific new communications that were seen. On top of this, alerts can provide you details about the protocol and operational anomalies. You can review suspected malicious traffic, of course, and you can also identify malicious or unnecessary address and port scans, which happens very often in OT environments. So let's go to our interface and have a look in a quick live demo. Let's use, for example, the previous mentioned malicious traffic. So here, for example, the malware engine will detect if a malicious domain name request happened. So if we see it that a device wants to reach this external DNS server, there's for sure a specific malware on this device. And then you can start to remediate, to mitigate with the next steps, etc. The operational engine in this example here would detect a controller reset, for example. And here you see the destination and the causing device. This can be acknowledged, which means the alert can disappear if you say acknowledged. But if it happens again, this is not added to the baseline. You will be alerted again. Let's have a quick look at the port scan here. So from here we see the scanning device and the device that was scanned and the ports on the device that were scanned. We give you remediation steps, and from here you can now say acknowledge again the behavior, which means the alert will disappear, but if it happens again, you will get the alert again. But maybe your environment is set up that this port scan needs to happen from time to time. Then you can also say learn, which means that this specific behavior will be added to the baseline and you will not be alerted for it again. You can still double check what is happening, how often the ports can happen, etc. if you go to the event timeline, which we will cover in another video. So let's say learn, so the port scan disappears and it's added to the baseline itself. For any other of those alerts, you can also say, for example, this excessive SMB login attempt. You had a quick check. What is the account name that is performing those excessive SMB login attempts? But you need to, for example, double check with another colleague what's happening here. Then you can also say pin the alarm, which means that it will appear here on the right side. And this is where we recommend that you pin all the alarms where you want to work through now, step by step, to make sure that you really know what's actually happening. Any alert that is created here also creates a PCAP to download from the interface. You have two options to download this PCAP. One is download the related filtered PCAP, or you can download the entire related PCAP. The event, you get this PCAP, or you can also download the related filtered PCAP, which means it doesn't include all the traffic of the previous minutes and the past minutes, but only the traffic that really has to do with this specific behavior here. On the next step, you can also download the report to share it with colleagues, archive it, etc. Thanks for watching this video.